frequent load shedding, aging coal plant infrastructure, and an exponential increase in pressure from the public. It is no secret that South Africa is in the middle of an energy crisis. Experts debate on what the most suitable solution to this issue is, with some being tempted by the supposed cleaner alternative to coal, natural gas, or fossil fuels. However, in this presentation, we will support Callan in his claim that, quote, gas isn't a good alternative to coal. South Africa should focus on solar, wind, and green hydrogen, unquote. We will show why gas is a lazy solution to this crisis by referring to cost efficiency and renewability, as well as why and how renewables are paving the way forward. As you can see, we apply the crab test to the article of our chosen topic in order to gain insight into how credible the article is. By ensuring the credibility of the writer's piece, we were able to formulate our own thoughts on the topic, leading to the decision of supporting the writer's arguments.
Here is our argumentative analysis. The author, Richard Callan, makes the overarching argument that South Africa should prioritize solar, wind, and green hydrogen over a gas as an alternative to coal. He supports this with several key claims, two of them being that gas is not a good long-term alternative to coal and poses significant risks. The next is that South Africa has a strong competitive advantage in green hydrogen and renewable energy. The evidence for claim 1. While cleaner than coal, gas is not as clean as alternative renewable energy sources and still produces carbon emissions. Methane leaks throughout the supply chain are underplayed, and gas projects will still be emitting greenhouse gases by 2050, inconsistent with the Paris Agreement. Supply instability. South Africa's gas supply is uncertain and reliance on potentially geopolitically unstable countries is necessary. The evidence for claim 2. Due to its location and natural resources, South Africa is well suited for green hydrogen production, using renewable energy to split water. Investment potential. Prioritizing green hydrogen could attract significant global investment as well as create perfect job opportunities. So, how does the author combine this data and reasoning? He does this by appealing to the authority. He cites a Cambridge University Foresight paper to back the claim that gas is not as clean as renewable energy. Environmental and climate reasoning. He grounds his argument in the Paris Agreement goals and South Africa's commitment to decarbonization by 2050. He then uses this commitment to show how continued gas development is inconsistent with these targets.
Our first response. Gas is a fossil fuel that worsens climate change. It is not a clean or long-term solution. Because gas is less expensive and emits less carbon dioxide when burned, many people view it as a sustainable alternative to coal. However, there is no denying that gas is still a fossil fuel. This means that when gas is burned, harmful greenhouse gases are released into the environment. Example, methane, which is actually 80 times more toxic and powerful than carbon dioxide in the short term. According to the United Nations Environmental Programme, reduction of methane emissions is the quote, single fastest way to slow global warming as we decarbonize, unquote. The extraction and processing of natural gas can involve the consumption of massive amounts of water. This is especially worrying and not sustainable in countries such as our own, where water is a scarce resource in many communities. Even if the South African government decided to lean towards gas as a way of providing electricity to the country, outdated infrastructure and limited resources would prove to be tough obstacles to overcome. Many of the country's coal-powered stations were not designed to accommodate an easy switch to natural gas, meaning that excessive amounts of money would have to be spent on converting these power stations. Ultimately, these switches would not be well rewarded. Investing money into and committing resources towards building gas infrastructure would only lock South Africa into a future tainted with carbon emissions. If this were to come to fruition, reliance upon gas would only grow, adding to our energy crisis problem.
Here's our second response. Transitioning to renewable energy offers a multitude of significant environmental benefits for South Africa, addressing many of the challenges posed by its historical reliance on coal. drastic reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. South Africa is one of the world's largest emitters of greenhouse gases due to its coal-dominated energy sector. Solar, wind, and green hydrogen produce little to no greenhouse gases during operation. A shift to these sources drastically lowers the country's carbon footprint, directly contributing to the global effort to combat climate change and meet Paris Agreement goals. This helps to slow global warming and protect ecosystems and communities from its increasingly severe extreme weather events like droughts and floods. It improves air quality and public health. Burning coal releases harmful air pollutants such as sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and particulate matter. These pollutants cause significant respiratory illnesses like asthma and bronchitis and other health issues, particularly in communities near coal-fired power plants. Renewable energy sources operate without emitting these pollutants, leading to cleaner air and healthier communities. Conservation of scarce water resources. South Africa is a water-stressed country. Coal-fired power plants consume vast amounts of water for cooling and steam generation. Solar and wind energy, in contrast, require little to no water for operation. This dramatically reduces the strain on South Africa's limited water resources, improving water security in drought-prone regions.
In conclusion, taking into account both of our claims, much about the future of South Africa's energy usage becomes clear. Gas is not a sustainable energy source, but rather yet another fossil fuel with major climatic impacts. A focus on the building of gas infrastructure and utilizing gas as an essential energy source for the country would only change South Africa to carbon emissions for the foreseeable future. Renewable energy sources like green hydrogen, solar power, and wind provide a much more sustainable alternative, which would allow not only South Africa but the entire world to reduce carbon footprints. It is important to realize that the energy choices we make today will shape and redefine our economy, environment, and future.
These are the main sources used in our presentation, including links to full chats between us and the AI chatbots.
Thank you.